Hello, everyone, and welcome to Invitation to Puzzles. What I have here is a border block puzzle by dumediat. dumediat was kind enough to submit a few pencil puzzles of different genres to the channel recently. Now, I think I've done perhaps one border block puzzle in my life, so let's have a look at the rules of border block before we get too far into this. I'll try and read them all correctly this time, because I have a very bad track record with this. We need to draw lines over dotted lines to divide the grid into several blocks. All identical numbers must be in the same block. Different numbers must be in different blocks. There can be no blocks without numbers. Dots represent a point where 3 or 4 lines meet. The outer border counts as a line. All possible dots are given, meaning that lines cannot branch or cross at paths without a dot. Lines can't form dead ends. Okay, so I know that at all of these, because I need to have 3 or 4 things, I know we have to have that. Okay, now this one needs to connect to that one. So I'm going to use this to denote that this one, it would be trapped if it didn't get out here around the 2. And so now I need to separate the 2 from it. I can't ever use this edge because that would put a dot here, and I have a negative constraint on the dot. So if I don't use that edge, then I have to have this go over here. Okay, the 2 region can't be done yet because if it was, then I'd have 3 things meeting here. And likewise, this also has to be part of the 2 region for the reason that, again, I can't sort of separate this off. And indeed, actually, because I can't put any separators, actually, this is maybe something I should have done to begin with. Oh, and I didn't. Sorry, no, actually, all of this, just all the way around, it's all part of the 2 region, right? All of this is part of the same region. All of this is part of the same region, and all of this is part of the same region, right? Because the only way they would not be part of the same region is if there was a line between them, and we know there's not. And I guess another consequence of that is that this dot, because it goes 3 or 4 ways and it doesn't go that way, we actually can fill in that this dot does this and this dot does that. Was not clear to me initially, but I see it now. This 1 here, we need to separate from the 2 region. Like that. Let's see. Okay, so the 3 region, sorry, I need to keep the 3 region apart from the 2 region. And the 3 region has to grow because there's another 3. And I need to keep the 3 apart from the 4 and apart from the 2. So we actually get all of that for, well, maybe free is an overstatement, but I get all of that. I guess I don't know for sure that that's a 4 yet. I do know this 4 has to connect to that 4, which is going to be a bit of an adventure. See, I suspect I need to say something smart about, like, this dot or something. Not sure I know what that something smart is. I guess I do know that this 4 is also taking that cell because if it didn't, it would again be splitting this and there would be a dot and there's not. This turn here is actually useful because it lets me do what I usually like call carrying something around the corner, because I can't put any more lines. So actually I get to sort of drag this mess of whatever this region is. It's probably 9, but who knows? I get to drag that around that corner. I'm trying to see if there's some like easy way for me to see that this line has to come across here. I mean, that would certainly connect to the ones, which would be nice. I see a way to see it. I don't know. It's not as pretty as I would expect of a dumediat puzzle, but maybe I'm just thinking about this wrong. If this 2 comes down, then note that carries. So maybe I can put a trial mode here. If this 2 comes down, note it carries this 2 region down. So now this is a 2. And this is a 1, but this is a 6. So I need to separate the 2 and the 6. But this 1 still needs to keep going, so it comes down. And so what I'm saying is in this universe, that's forced, but that's also forced, and I get a dot here that I'm not supposed to have. I bet there's a more elegant way to say that. But anyway, the short version is that this comes over here. At which point I now know that these are all in the same region. I need to separate the 6 from the 1. Let's see. Oh, well, I certainly need to separate the 7 from the 2. Running around the outside, so I can certainly do that. At the very least. If this 2 comes out, does it create a problem? I think it eventually does, but I don't have a great way of articulating it yet. It's possible I'm just supposed to have a better vocabulary for what connectedness means in this genre. Than I presently do. Oh, well, here's the easy thing. The 7 region assuredly can't go up, because if the 7 region goes up, it forces a 3-way intersection. Because if I imagine the 7 coming up, I get a line here with the 4 and a line here with the 2. So actually that forces that to be there. And now this end here can't connect over here, so it now has to go that way. So actually the 2 has to come out. Did not expect that, I will be honest. Is there any way I can repurpose that argument? I'll be able to if I can push this 3 1 closer to this over here, but I can't quite. As of yet, I don't think. Now, I, of course, don't know that there's any more 7s in the entire puzzle, so it could be that the 7 region is just these 2 cells. As far as I'm able to tell. Got some sort of doodad here. Yeah, I'm trying to envision what various combinations of this 2 extending down here look like. But I can't in any way that seems useful. This line just can't extend here is the point, actually. If I extend this line over to here, I have the problem that it carries the 5 and the 6 into the same region because of the no splits. So that line has to go there, I see. And now this one has to connect there because of the no sort of dead ends rule. So actually the 1 gets carried down here. And roughly the same thing happens, actually, if these connect like this as well, because if these connect like this, I now carry the 5 into the 6 again. So actually, this has to come down again. I'm not going to make any commitments to what happens there. Okay, if this 6 comes down, it breaks because as this line comes down for the 6, It now has to go either this way, which breaks because I've connected the 6 and the 8, or this way, which breaks because I've connected the 1 and the 8. So I don't think there's anything that immediately breaks by the 6 coming down, but as soon as the 6 comes down, it has to go somewhere else, and then that breaks. So the 6 has to go this way. Okay, so my 6 region definitely expands at least 1, because otherwise I'd have a loop in the center of the grid, which I can't. That does push this line over here at the very least. This 1 region gets carried around that. I need to separate the 1 and the 8 to make the world a happier place. I absolutely can't have this come down, because if this comes down again, I carry the 6 into the 8. So that has to go over there. And again, I need to extend this, because if I don't, then I can't close the 6 in by itself. That does carry the 1 around like this. This 8 can't come over left, because if the 8 comes over left, then I need to separate it from the 5 and the 1, and that creates a dot here where there isn't 1. So if the 8 can't come over left, we know it goes down. That carries the 1 down, which carries this down. I can't connect these two here, because if I do, I connect the 5 to the 8, as we have previously noted. So actually that finishes that region. It was a weird genre. Delightful, but very weird. So I guess I can apply that same logic over here. These two can't connect, because if these two connect, I connect the 4 and the 7 right away. So that means that one has to come there, at the very least. We can't... Actually, is it a given I can't just close this here? Actually, it looks like me closing that there might actually be fine, because it's already tied off to something. I don't think it's going to work out to be okay, but unlike before, where I just couldn't close this 6 off and make it sort of a loop unto itself, is there even a rule against a loop unto itself? Maybe a loop unto itself is fine. Let me read the rules again. Okay, I think I cheated slightly before when I said the 6 couldn't be by itself, because I think the 6 could have been by itself as long as I was willing to have like a circle around the 6 where all of that worked out to be in the same region. So if the puzzle breaks, we know where I screwed something up before. I think, at least. Okay. If the 4 actually does come over 1, then the 3 is going to have to come over 1 and go down like that to avoid getting cut off. Otherwise, the 3 just is going to head down immediately, which looks... Oh, there we go. This carried the 2 with it, is the point. And so now if I do close this off, it breaks because I carry the 3 and the 2 into the same region. So that doesn't work. So this can't go down. So it actually does go over. So this comes over here. I need to separate it like that. Now, if this were to connect over here, it would be a problem because it would instantly have to turn down. And now I've got too many things. Because remember, all but one of these is in. And the one that's out has to be this one. Because, well, first of all, one of them's definitely out. And the one that's out is definitely one of these two, because if these two are in, this 3 region doesn't have both 3s in it. So I can just do that right away. But now, if I choose to put this over here, now I have carried I think now I've carried the 3 somewhere that's not appropriate, right? I certainly haven't connected the 3. Yeah. So if I get, here's the way to say it. If I do draw in this line, now there's no way to connect this 3 to this 3 that doesn't go through the 2 or the 1. So I can't do that. And so if I can't draw in that line, that means I have to draw in that line, and the 3, comes down like that. The 4 is carried over here, and so we need to keep those separate. The 3 certainly needs to keep growing. The 3 and the 6 need to be kept apart. I, again, can't close the 4, because if I do, I sort of carry the 3 into the 2, which I can't do. So that means I have to extend this down, which forces that to go down. This is the 2. This 3 comes down here. Again, if I close this off, I connect this U, which creates a problem. So we don't do that. So we need to separate those. We need to separate these. That does create a corner which carries the 3 into the 3. Carrying the 3 into the 3 is fine. Let's see. Is there some combination of these that obviously does not work? It seems to me like if I put both of these in, I create a problem. Maybe not, actually. If I could put like all of those in, maybe that's okay. At least as far as I can presently visualize it. Let's see. Oh, no, sorry. There's another 4 in the puzzle. So that's going to be quite forcing. In fact, that's going to prove that what I've done so far is broken, isn't it? Yeah, that definitely means that what I have so far is broken. Because if I now try and say, okay, well, this 4 has to connect to that 4, it's going to have to go through here, but then this dot is a lie. Okay, so let's try this again, knowing what we know now. I think most of what I said before is correct. So I think I want to leave the, oops, I made a mistake in the video. I think I want to leave that there, but just go back and try and do this again now that I understand things a little bit better and see what happens. Okay, so just to go through things I think I know again. The first moral is you can't separate things around the border because you would instantly create a dot because of the 3-way. Oops, not that. This dot, I still need to do that on. This dot, I still need to do that on. This 3 is... Oh, I guess I don't actually know what this is yet, but I can know it if I come over here and look at this 2, which I need to keep apart from the 1, and the 1 I need to keep going. Right, this 2 needs to keep growing around, oops, around there, because this 2 grows around this corner is the way that I've been trying to say this. That creates this issue with this 1. Where I need to keep them apart. This 3 is now different from the 2. The 3 needs to grow because I don't have all the 3s. The 3 needs to grow because I don't have all the 3s. It's going to turn out the 6 is just like a little like island, and that's what I screwed up, I bet. 7 is different than 2. So we can have that go over there. This 4 gets carried backwards along this line because of the inability to separate them. If this 7 comes up here, did I argue before that if this 7 came up here, it immediately created a 3-way? And that's just not true at all? No, it is true. It is true. If this 7, I argued this before, and it's true. If this 7 comes up here, now I've got to separate these, and now I've got a 3-way where there's not allowed to be 1. So the 7 can't come up. So that means we have to do this over here. Okay, now this 2 gets carried around here. Like that. Oh, this gets carried around there like that while we're doing little bits of carrying things. I can't connect these, I still contend, because if I connect these, now this 4 just gets train wrecked right into the 7. So if I can't connect those, this can only go here. The 4 is not done, so it extends. The 3 is not done, so it extends. And now this indeed gets carried over there. Okay, and now we're back to this argument that at this particular 4-way, I can't put both of these in, or I disconnect the 3 from the 3. So if I can't do that, I have to do both of those. And if I seal this off, I've now just disconnected the 3s because of the thing, so I can't do that. So I have to do this instead. Okay, the 3 keeps coming down because it is not connected to its 3 friend yet. I can't connect here. I wish I had an X, but I don't have an X. I can't connect here, like as in I can't do that because that would carry the 3 directly into the 2. So therefore this comes down. That needs to come down in order to separate these. These need to stay separated. And again, exactly the same thing happens if these connect like this. So we're not doing that. And it also happens if this connects to here, because if this connects over to here, I carry the 4 into the 7. So in fact, this can only go straight down. This needs to come down like this because otherwise I run into this issue that if that doesn't, then I need to have a separation marker here. It doesn't work. Okay, I need to keep those 2 apart. Let's see. This 4 region I know comes at least this far. It does that with 3. Okay, well, this 1 assuredly comes down, I can at least say. Because if this 1 doesn't come down, then it can't connect, because the only thing up here is a 2. Oh, I guess this was maybe easier. This part is a 2 because it gets carried around the corner, so that goes there. Means that's also part of the 1. Trying to make sure I know for sure that I don't get like a 1 lapping around here, which is, I think, something I gave a somewhat convoluted argument for before. So I'm trying to avoid repeating it just in case that convoluted argument I gave for that before was the one that was wrong, since I broke the puzzle before. Oh, 4 isn't done because there's another 4. 3 isn't done because there's another 3. It feels impossible for this 3 to get to this 3 and this 4 to get to that 4. How could that possibly work? It feels like I've screwed this up again somehow. Oh, no. What's going to happen is this is going to have to be 3s. This sort of outer L here is going to have to be 3s because that's how I'm going to get this 3 sort of around the edge. Okay, so that's what's going to happen in order to make the world function. Noted. Okay, if this 3 region were to extend to the right, it would create a 3-way intersection here. Because I would need to separate the 3 from the 2 and the 3 from the 7, which I cannot. So the 3 region can't continue over, so that means that goes down. Okay, I guess I now more directly see what I think I saw before, which is that if this 2 region comes down here, then that forces all of this, but now my 1s and 6s are in the same region. So the 2 region just doesn't come down. And I think I now solidly believe the argument from before. Before I thought the argument was complicated, now the argument's a little bit more intuitive. That doesn't mean it's more right, but at least it's more intuitive. Okay. What else can I say with confidence? Well, I think I can with confidence say that if this 4 is actually part of this giant L over here, then the world is broken, right? Because then I definitely can't connect the 3 to the 3 and the 4 to the 4. So I actually can say with certitude that I have to do that. And in fact, actually, I also, because I know that this needs to be my vessel for connecting the 3 to the 3, I actually know this has to come out along that way. And I know this 4 has to come over here. So we can actually start using that. This dot now has to look like that. Again, this is still my vessel for connecting this 3 to that 3. So I got to keep that going. Got to keep this going. Let's see. I admit I was hoping for slightly more goodiness out of that than was had. Okay. Trying to say this 1 can't come down because it would care, but it would. I'm not quite saying this 1 can't come down, I'm afraid. I think I'm saying like it can't do that exactly, but that's not quite the same as saying it can't come down. Because we could end up doing the thing that we sort of accidentally ruled out before of saying the 6 is just surrounded by a square. Like, I think actually what might have to happen here actually is the 6 and the 8 might each be in regions where they're surrounded by a square and nothing else, and the 1 just sort of encompasses them lovingly. Okay, well, actually, sorry, I can definitely say this doesn't connect across, because if it did, that would definitely connect the 5 and the 6. So this 1 gets carried over there, and that happens. I can't connect these because, again, that would connect the 5 to the 6. So that comes down. That carries the 1 region down here. Like that. And this 6, if it comes down at all, it's going to join either the 8. Well, it's either going to join the 8 or the 1, or make the 8 join the 1. So I'm saying, like, as soon as this comes down here, it has to go somewhere. If it goes there, now the 6 and the 8 are together. If it goes here, now the 6 and the 8 are together. And if it goes here, now the 1 and the 8 are together. So I think I said this almost verbatim before. If the 6 goes down, that's fine until it has to go 1 further, which it would have to. So we curve it over there. Uh, like that, which does carry this here and now guarantees me that the 1 needs to be kept apart from the 8. Okay, I can't connect these. I can't connect this because if I do, I carry the 5 into the 8. So that makes the 5 done, which makes all of these part of the 1. Like that. I can't have this connect up because now if this edge connects up, I make this thing, which is reserved for the 3s, remember, I make 3 and 8 the same. So if I can't connect it up, it has to connect that way, which pushes all of these things sort of one further over. And now the 1 gets carried over there. Again, I can't join these two because if I join these two, I connect the 8 into the 3 zone. And so if I can't connect those two, that means that goes there, carries that there. This extends 1, which extends that 1, extends that 1. This, remember, is how the 3s connect. So that 3 actually has to come up like that. That makes this 4 come up like this. Now my 3 here needs to be separated from my 1. Okay, we've got the 4 here. Oh, yeah, if I connect this across, I guess is the easy thing. If I just connect this across like that, I connect the 6 and the 3 right away. So I can't connect this across, which means I have to do that. Which in fact connects the 1 all the way around like that, in that sort of figure that we were suggesting. 1 and 3 are different numbers. 3 is not finished yet. Keep 1 and 3 apart. Keep 4 and 3 apart. Now, if I connect this here, I make 8 and 3 the same, so I don't, and I complete my, my figure 8 for the 1 region. The 3 region needs to grow, so we need to keep it apart from the 1 region. These are now both the 3 region, so the 3 connects to the 3. The 4 needs to grow, and we need to keep it apart from the 3. 4 needs to grow. We need to keep it apart from the 3. These are both the 4 regions, so we might as well connect them. There is my 3. Let's see. I've got the 3 to the 3 and the 4 to the 4 almost, I guess. Somehow if this 3 does that kind of thing, we're going to run into problems. Do I know for sure that this isn't the 3? I don't think I know that yet. This can't connect. Oh, no, maybe it could if that's the 2. I feel like I don't know what region this is in, and like this 9 could be by itself, and it seems to me like this could be almost anything, which means I'm probably going to have to make some sort of topological observation here in order that this work. The 4 certainly pushes at most this far over. Oh, I do know this isn't the 3. Sorry, I do know this isn't the 3 because it's got a angle, or it's got this separation. And so if this is not the 3, sorry, that clue was very important. This isn't the 3, and so I can't have this go this way because then it would become part of the 3. So in fact, that goes that way, which separates that. These are all part of the 3. These two are in the same region, whatever region that might be. It looks to me like one solution I see here is for the 2 to wrap all the way around here, around the 9, and then just let the 3 be here and the 7 be a domino. That's a solution, I think, unless I'm missing something. Why is it the only solution? I think the thing to count is how many ends do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ends that need to be tied either to each other or to dots in order that they end. But I can't tie 2 of them to each other because I only have 1 dock on a dot, so to speak, that I could connect them to. And that doesn't work. So basically, I can't. Basically, this is poison because it leaves me with 3 ends that I need to somehow tie together in groups of 2, and 3 has the problem of being odd. So I can't actually do that by parity, which is cool and unexpected. So I do that, and now that's definitely all not part of the 9. And so I'd better not connect these 2, or I'm saying that 9 and 3 are the same. So I do that, which carries all of that around, and then I do that, and we actually get the solution that I said I saw, but we also know it's the only solution. What a lovely puzzle. I think this is the second puzzle with this genre I've done. I think I did a gap with this rule set at some point in the past. But very nice. I hope you all enjoyed that. I definitely did. And I'll see you next time on Invitation to Puzzles. Bye for now.